Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy and I make lifestyle type videos. I do hair, makeup, and beauty, and I also do fitness and exercise videos that are easy for everyone to do. And so if that's the kind of thing you like, then please subscribe. So today I did a look with the Blend Bunny Little Miss She Never Misses palette, and I also used products from my Eyescream Beauty Box. So if that's the kind of thing you want to see, then please keep watching. Hi guys, Cindy here. So today we're going to do a look out of the Little Miss She Never Misses palette. You know, it was a big decision. On one hand, I want to do another dupe of the Nomad palette. Even though I have purchased it and waiting on it to come in, but I couldn't really remember all the color shades, so it was of no point. I can just do my own thing. And I wanted to use that new Clarity palette that we got in our subscription box again, but to me, the colors kind of all look the same, and so the story would not be that much different than I did yesterday. They're all kind of dark. You know, that's the palette would look best with that new shimmer palette I got from Blend Bunny. But I really wanted to wear purple today, and that didn't have any purple. So, and then I looked at my Carnival XL palette, which I'm not really liking that palette that well. I like it okay. I guess if I didn't have the Blend Bunny palettes, I would just love it. We're going to pull it out and use it some more, and then next year I'll give it to one of my granddaughters. But today, let's go ahead and do this. I'm thinking about a dark green on the outer side, and then maybe a light purple or medium purple on the inner side. And then we're going to go ahead and use the blush and the highlighter from what we got, and the lip oil from our beauty box. Okay, so we're going to start off with the dark green. I did grab me some new brushes and wash some old, so hopefully I can do a better job. I didn't pull out enough brushes last time. So let's just go ahead and use this darkest green in the outer corner. And let me grab my mirror. I'm going to try real hard not to block the view. And I just got moisturizer on my face. I did use that primer a bit. I'm not saying I'll never use it, but the bottles aren't really that big. You know, maybe I just used too much. But it seemed that my face felt funny. Not felt funny, it was flaky and stuff. And at first I thought it was the setting powder or the loose powder, because it's just real cheap powder. I'm not really liking the shade of this that well, so I'm going to go down below and put that other shade of green on top of that. The way it's looking on my face, I'm not, you know, it's okay, but it just looks dark. It's a little bit too dark. So we're going to use that. And it's okay for that corner because we don't really have that much on there, but we're going to put the other shade, lighter shade on top, mix it in, and then we'll take it all the way into the center eye. Looks like I got some eyelashes missing. I've been using some castor oil on my eyelashes just my daughter wanted me to put it on my big toe. She'd never seen anything about castor oil for your toes, neither had I, but she said it's for everything. It can help everything. And she said, you don't know if you don't try. So I said, okay, we'll try. Let's go ahead and wipe that off and save it. Take another brush, and we're going to use the purple, but we're going to use a light shade of purple. We're going to start off. We're not going to start too wild and crazy. I'm not going to use this down at the bottom. It looks more of a gray to me, so we're going to use this, what I consider the lightest shade of purple here. Yeah, that's pretty. Also, you know, purple on the other side and green on the inside would be good too, but we tried to do that the other day, and this palette probably would have done better. It was probably better shades of green. I don't know why I kind of neglect this palette a lot. I don't know why. You know, you have your favorites. I guess I just wanted to use the lower. So it looks like I'm getting a lot of eyelashes. So, because I was putting the castor oil on my eyelashes and then on my eyebrows. But then I thought, well, I know I better just keep the minoxidil on the eyebrows, because I don't want those to get down to nothing again. Which there's not that much stuff on them, but they're way improved. Now then, let's find a smaller, stiffer brush. And I do notice I have some of my videos out of order because I'd started them. Now I'm taking this green shimmer here in the middle, right here, and gonna put that on the outer corner green, and then the purple shimmer here in the middle, I'm gonna put on the inner lid. We're gonna start off with the green. And I've never done this before, so this combination before, so I don't know how it's gonna look. Actually, that lighter purple, anyway, it's probably okay. When we get all the shimmer on it, it's gonna look different. Now let me find another stiff brush. For the purple. Well, this one's not too stiff. Here's one. Okay, so now we're gonna do with the purple shimmer and see how that looks on the inside. Put that up. My problem is I can't see well enough to just use the camera. This is a pretty shade of shimmer. And I don't ever use any glue or anything like that. I just have some CeraVe moisturizer on and then some AO or something. It's still left over from whenever I got my CO2 laser. I think my CO2 laser is doing okay, but I can still feel texture and stuff, so I don't know. Supposedly up to, 6 months, you're supposed to be rebuilding new skin after that. So we'll see. Here in about a month after I heal up from the fall, all that dry scabbiness, I kind of pulled that off yesterday. It was coming loose. I was super careful. But I've got some redness going on. But it's, I don't think it's going to scab anymore. It's just redness. This is the part that went real deep. So. Now let's take our brush that we used for the purple, and I didn't put any more on it, and I'm just going to kind of smooth it out over here. Then, before we put on we'll touch all this up after we get our lashes on, but let's go ahead and go under eye. We're going to go with the dark, not the darkest green, because I decided I didn't like that shade of green. We got one shade down here that's real similar. Let's use that one that's real similar, not the lightest green. We might put that on top. So not that medium green and not the darkest green, but we're going to do the next to the lightest green. But it's pretty similar, and if we don't like it, we can put something else on top of it. And I'm going to try to, wing this out into the cat eye. This is kind of a stiff brush. Now I'm going to take the other stiff brush I had, that's the purple, and we're going to do it on the inside. And we're just going to use the next to the darkest shade, not the darkest, which would be right here. So the darkest shade, we'd want to use it for like the outer corners and stuff if we did that. But we did green on the outside this time. So we're going to use next to the darkest shade. and kind of blend that in with the green. Sometimes I say, well, we'll get the inner corner later, and then I forget later. And sometimes I do it after we get done off camera, but sometimes I don't. If we do an outer corner, it'll be the silver or the white that's in here. So if I forget to do an outer corner, it's going to either be the white or the silver. Probably white. Dee Dee's Signature's coming out with a new launch, and I did pull it up yesterday. I didn't buy it. I mean, there's only so much you can buy. Plus, I had to pay my car insurance. My husband took my credit card number, but apparently couldn't get it figured out how to do too. So he wrote it, and I have to write him a check. So it's a good thing I didn't. So I think we're going to just touch up a little bit more, then we're going to put on foundation and powder and lashes. So we're going to touch up a little bit more with the green under the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and put on top of it this next to darkest. I decided I did not really like the darkest shade. I mean, it is okay for darkening up. We could have done it for darkening up, but I shouldn't have used it for the whole thing. But that's okay. We don't have that much on there. And I'm going to go ahead and touch up my shimmers while I'm at it. We just want to make sure we have enough. Blend that in a little bit more. The purple shimmer, let's get a little bit more going on there. Maybe with this one, let's go ahead and under the eye just a little bit more. I don't want to use the darkest purple. I like that for like outer corners, not inner corners. I like to go light for inner corners. So, a little bit more blending. Okay, so let's do the foundation now, or sunscreen. We're going to use these lashes. Okay, we got the lashes on. Now then, we're going to try some blush, but we're not going to have as heavy a hand as we had yesterday. But first, we're going to just use our brushes that we haven't added anything onto and just try to see if we need to clean anything up. Hopefully my eyes are pretty similar on each side. I've not put any more product on these. I'm just smoothing it out with what's left on the brush. And the purple. Now then, we're going to be careful today. We did too much yesterday, okay? So we're going to start off. I saw Riri. She goes by Riri. I can't remember what her name is. She's the Brutally Honest Makeup, and she goes by Riri. I saw her putting a little tan color on first, and then another color. Well, we're still going to stick with the pink because I feel like we've got cool tone, and so I don't want to use peach. We'll use that more on a warm day. But we're going to try that kind of tan first. It may be that we could use only the tan. I don't know. Because I do have some, still a little bit of redness. It's kind of pretty. It's got a shimmer to it. And it looks kind of pink anyway. Maybe I had some stuff on the brush. So, But we're going to be super careful. I think we're just going to stick with the tan. We're just going to just a touch of the pink. I just touched it down. And it may have still had some pink on the brush from yesterday because I just used the same brush. And I just used a touch of pink. I didn't go in and rub it real hard. Okay, so that looks good, I think. And then we're going to do this Illuminati Lip Oil. Right now I'm steering clear of the plumpers. And you can see my lips. I got lines in them. All those plumpers they didn't do nothing for that. All they did was something irritated them. I don't know. And at first it was okay, but then it started irritating them. Getting them all dry and red. And of course this sore here is from still healing up from when I fell. It'll be all healed up for long. So I was trying to do it without getting fillers, but I may have to go ahead and get some. Not to get big fat lips or anything, just to smooth out the lines. But we'll see. What do y'all guys think? Do y'all have lines in y'all's lips? Do they bother you? Should I just leave well enough alone? Because we sure wouldn't want her to hit a vein or something she's not supposed to hit and me get an occlusion. I'm certainly not going to do nothing on a Thursday afternoon. Or a Thursday morning. I'll have to do it early in the week. In case there's a problem. So how did that look? Smooth out the lines a little bit. Now then let's do some highlighter. So we're going to use this highlighter that came in the beauty box. It's a stick highlighter. You know, a lot of the people that got their boxes on PR, I don't know if it was this or not, it may have been Riri, and a lot of people said that that they had like product that had broke off and stuff. And it may have been because it sat in too hot of a space. Well, I live in Missouri and the lower part, almost to Arkansas, you know, so I don't know. I might like the powder. I might like the powder highlighter better, but we're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to have to smooth this out here with our hands. We're going to have to smooth out our... Anyway, we was giving it a try. So we used the stick highlighter today. Let's go ahead and take our blush brush here, and I'm thinking I might like the powder highlighters better. It does have some sheen there, but I think this is going to go for the granddaughters. They really like, we got some highlighter in one box. It might have been ice cream, and they liked that too. So they'll probably like it. Anyway, we've definitely given it an honest try, and I don't think it's a problem with the highlighter. I'm thinking it's just that I prefer powder. That's what I'm thinking. So how do we look? So we're gonna take the rollers out, and then I'll come back with the finished look, okay? Okay, I am back. So I've got the rollers out. Let's fluff up our hair. So it'll be fluffy. So sometimes my videos, like my nail videos or my unboxing videos, I look pretty bad. It's because I've worked all day and my hair is not pretty like it was. But I don't have time to get ready in the morning and then do it. I guess I can if I'm gonna do if I don't do a makeup video. But if I'm gonna do it, especially now, I'm doing a little bit more editing on my exercise videos, and those take longer. And they're a little bit different format now. I'm doing vertical because I didn't have enough room to do it landscape. And so it's my only choice. Otherwise, I have junk showing on each side, and I don't want that. No one wants that. And I'm just trying to get more viewers and thinking, well, if I have a better, it looks better, then maybe people would do it, watch it. But anyway, for now, this is not the final look. We got to do an inner corner, which I always forget, but not today. So let's look for a little pointy brush. Here's a little point. And these little brushes, I got these on Amazon years ago, and they're like super duper cheap, but I really like them. I have not opened, I purchased some Blim Bunny brushes, and then I got some more brushes in the thing. Now, I haven't opened those yet. I just feel like, well, I like these just fine. I have gone through and thrown some brushes away that I just didn't like, and I'm gonna do that again so I don't waste my time digging through it. So we decided if we had like a lavender or something like that, we could use that. And my Blim Bunny shimmer palettes in the other room. So we're just going to use what we got. So y'all like white or silver? Of course, you can't tell me. Let's take the white first, and if it doesn't show up, we'll put in the silver. We might do it anyway. Well, that's a pretty. It just is kind of going over the purple that I had. So we're using this white shade, and I might put some silver there too. It's just kind of making it a little shinier. And I might do too much in the corner. So there's the inner corner, and I use this white. It just sort of went over. Why don't we go ahead and use just a drop of silver while we're at it? You know me, I like the gaudier the better. And I'm actually going to wear this to work. So there we go. Okay. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. And maybe help me out. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And give me a like. Give me a comment. It shows some engagement. You can, you know, say anything you want. say I look terrible. I don't care. And so we'll see you next time. And y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.